Okay, I'm going to show you how I use the Nouveau embellishment mousse for embellishments. This is a chipboard mirror that I had in my stash. And I was going to cut the base off, but I'm going to leave that. I'll probably put flowers on there because I'm going to make this into a frame for the front of the album cover. I also used one of my dies and cut out a template or a mat to go behind this right here for a picture that the recipient of the album can add to that. So I take a dry baby wipe. I don't do a lot of mixed media stuff. I do a little bit, but I don't have mats and things like that. So I just use a plastic folder I have in my stash. I'm going to open this up, and I've already peeled some of the foil off. I'm going to take all this off. And that's real important when you're using this mousse that you tighten your lids back on when you're done really tight, or it'll dry out. So I'm just going to take some. I don't like to get it on. You can do it with your fingers, but I don't want to have to clean that off. And I'm just going to rub this on to the chipboard to get this pretty coppery color, which matches or closely matches that rose gold color in the Prima paper that I'm using. So I'm just going to go over all of it and get a nice finish on here. So don't be afraid to use chipboard elements that you might have in your stash. Get you some different colors of the Nouveau mousse that you can order from countrycraftcreations.com. And you don't need a lot of fancy tools, just a dry baby wipe, something to protect your mat. You could use wax paper or whatever. I just grabbed this plastic folder because it's easier than going downstairs to get the wax paper. So just keep rubbing that on and make sure, even though some of it won't be showing on the cover, once I start adding flowers, I do want to put copper on all of it to make sure. And then you can go back over it and add more to add more depth to your color. Change this, move this around a little bit. So you can find some really pretty, there's different companies that carry chipboard pieces. Check Country Craft Creations. I don't know if she has any right now, but I'm sure that sometimes she does carry different things. Check there first. I like frames, some of the delicate things. Also, I'm not sure, some of you that have the different cutting machines may have the capability of cutting out a thin chipboard. If you don't, you could probably cut it out of cardstock and layer them together to make them thicker. And then add some of this mousse. I haven't tried that on cardstock, but you could do that. So now I'm just kind of finishing it off, and then I'm going to let it dry before I use it on my album. Okay, I think it looks pretty good. Give us another little coat down here on the bottom. And maybe some of the edges, you might want to just kind of touch the edges to make sure everything's covered. Okay, so there's my frame done in the Nouveau copper embellishment mousse, which will look really good with the album. And again, be sure you put the lid on really tight and tighten it up really good. You don't want it to dry out. After I let the mirror chipboard piece dry just a little bit, I took my platinum silver Nouveau embellishment mousse that I received from Country Craft Creations on a different project, and I lightly brushed over the copper with a little bit of silver to kind of give it some texture, so you can see where it kind of lighten it up in places. So I like that. I'm going to set this aside and let it finish drying some more, and then it'll be ready for the cover.